Hi, good morning, almost afternoon to everyone. I'm Wilson Kimball, President and CEO of Municipal Housing for the City of Yonkers. I want to thank you all for being here on this gloriously hot day. I'm going to try to make it fast for that reason. We are here at the last phase of the Willow 6 Ridgeway project. It's been a decade in the making. It has been a huge accomplishment. It speaks to the Senate Majority Leader's leadership, the Mayor's leadership, TCB's leadership, and so many others. So I am going to be lucky enough to call them up to the podium. I would love to thank Callahan and TCB, and with that, I will turn it over to Jesse.
So I had a 2-page speech. It's a 1-page speech now. This is a really special day, and the trust that the Housing Authority has placed in us to be their partner, going back 15 years when I was a young associate that was much thinner and much less gray, writing an RFQ response asking to be your partner. And so the fact that the city, all the partners here have welcomed us into their community, let us learn from them, let us meet residents, stakeholders, and come together with this vision we work together to write. Celebrating today at this last phase is really amazing. 92 seniors coming to live here, completing a 500-unit build-out, supplanting 277 apartments between public housing, other units along the way, blight, bringing new opportunities for daycare. This is really the capstone, and so we're super excited about it and glad to celebrate with you today. I want to just specifically thank all of our financing partners. That includes New York State Homes and Community Renewal. Without them, we really couldn't be here today. They were the primary financer for all of these phases. Empire State Development provided the financing for the park. We're sitting here right now. They were a big part of bringing that in, as was Westchester County, which provided the main infrastructure funds for this piece. The City of Yonkers, of course, the Mayor's vision, the Mayor's partnership, leadership here has been really important to what we've done here. We couldn't have done it without him, as well as the City Council President, Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. A couple of other financing partners we'd like to thank. Bank of New York Mellon and RBC Community Investments provided all the tax credit investment here for the project. And finally, Community Capital New York. They were a pre-development lender here. Oftentimes we forget the early money that comes into these projects is the riskiest, and they were able to make a lot of loans over the course of this entire development, as well as this one, to move it forward. So lastly, it's my honor to introduce Mayor Mike Spano. Mayor Spano's leadership has led to this renaissance in Yonkers, not just here in this neighborhood, but across the city. He has really embraced thoughtful redevelopment, inclusive growth, affordable housing, cornerstones of the progress. So thank you, Mayor Spano.
Thanks for your leadership. You know, it's good to see everyone here this morning as we had this wonderful announcement. You think about this, how many times we've been here, and we now are at the final piece. Let me start off by saying Wilson Kimball, to the MHACY board, congratulations for what you continue to do. To our elected officials that are here, and I'm going to introduce the Senate Majority Leader. So what I'll do is I'll skip off to our Council President, who just won her Democratic nomination yesterday. So congratulations. So onward to November, right? And it's great to, and we also have Deanna Norman, who's with us, our council person from the 1st District, and the Majority Leader of the Yonkers City Council, John Rubo, who's with us here today. We have a representative, Samuel from Gary Pretlow's office, who's with us here today. And I want to make sure that we have our deputy mayor, Sue Gary, the city's chief of staff, Denise Giziaco, and the finance commissioner for the City of Yonkers, John Lazuski. We also have Deputy Commissioner for Planning and Development here with us today, all of us here today. This is really, when you think about what we're doing in Yonkers, yes, we want to transform our city. Yes, we want our city to be inclusive. We also want to make sure that we have a city where we're bringing people in, we're infusing new people into our city, but not chasing people out of our city, giving them and our kids the ability to stay in place, giving our seniors the ability to age in place. 30% up in the city of Yonkers in the past 10 years, our population, because people have decided to age in place. All that happens because we're able to be transformative. We're able to build and authorize, with the city council's support, 12,000 units of housing, 22% of it affordable. We're able to make sure that we rebuild all of our stock that we have. And we want to make sure that when we do it, we're not just displacing people, but we're giving people the ability to come back, and they're always the first priority. So all that happens because of good teamwork. So thank you again to MHACY, the board. Thank you to the city council. Thank you to our building department, and finance department, and planning and development. All of you guys have done such a great job with us. Thank you to our county, Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins, and our county legislator. I know that Shanae Williams is here too, because they make critical investments in these projects that allow these projects to happen. If they didn't make that investment, they wouldn't happen. That's how important their funding is. And of course, the person I'm going to have to come up here and say a few words is also very much a partner, and a very critical partner. You know, when we decided we were going to rebuild all of our municipal housing stock here in the city of Yonkers, it was something a lot of people didn't believe would happen, but it required an investment of tens of millions of dollars, and it would not have happened. This would never have happened if we didn't have the commitment of New York State. And so thank you to Governor Hochul, thank you to but thank you to our Senate Majority Leader. Here in Yonkers, we're lucky. We have a great state senator who works hard for us and our behalf, but she also happens to be the most powerful Democrat in the state legislature. And so we're lucky and fortunate at the same time, but we also, like I said, we have somebody who works hard for us. So give it up for the Senate Majority Leader, Andrea Stewart-Cousins.
Thank you so much, Mayor Spano. It is really good to be here. I didn't have a 2-page speech. I don't have a 1-page speech. There are people who don't have a 10, and people in hard hats. So let me just say thank you. Thank you to, again, the mayor, to the city council, to my partners in government on the county level, and as well as, certainly the state. I know you're going to hear from HCR. I could not do anything without, partners who are rowing in the same direction. And to talk about affordable housing and to actually build affordable housing is two different things. And to talk about trying to have people age in place and actually creating opportunities for them to age in place, two different things. Saying that you'd like things to happen without putting money behind it doesn't work. So we care about it, and we are about it. We understand that affordability is an issue, and trying to make sure people can live and raise a family, and yes, even retire in an amazing place like Yonkers is a priority for each and every one of us. I'm happy that HCR continues to be a partner, that TCB, thank you, Jesse, for, and your crew for always being at these great places. And I want to shout out Simra. Where's Simra? Okay, Simra Brandon, the former city council person who grew up in Cottage Place Gardens, still lives nearby. And Simra, now you know that you can maybe retire here, but I think your income's a little bit, maybe not. but the options continue to be here. So again, thank you, congratulations, and let's what are we, 2026? Will be, yes, okay, cannot wait. So thank you so much, MHACY. Thank you, Wilson, as well.
Thank you, Senate Majority Leader You have been an amazing partner, not just in this project, but at Palisade Towers and every other project. So I actually thank you very deeply on behalf of my board and my staff for all you do. Another fabulous partner, as the mayor mentioned, has been Governor Hochul. Her vision for affordable housing in the state, I think, is unparalleled in the history of the state. And part of her great partnership with us is our relationship with HCR. So without further ado, Ross Karp.
Thank you so much. Such an honor to be here in such illustrious company. On behalf of Governor Hochul and State Housing Commissioner Ruth Ann Wisniewskis, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here in Yonkers as we celebrate the start and continuation of construction here on this development that creates 92 critically needed affordable homes for seniors and completes the transformation of what is now Ridgeway's campus. This has been a big initiative, as a lot of people have said. So there's a lot of people to thank. Of course, the Yonkers Municipal Housing Authority. The Housing Authority has been an amazing partner for us over the years, and they have been a part of the redevelopment from the very start. So thank you to Wilson Kimball and the whole team at MHACY. Of course, these kinds of transformative projects are not possible without the support of our state and local leaders. Thank you so much to the Senate Majority Leader, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, been a steadfast champion for affordable housing around the state and especially in this district. Westchester County, under leadership of County Executive Ken Jenkins, has also been a huge supporter of affordable housing. We really can't do these kinds of projects without them. So we want to thank them, especially for the allocation of funding for this project. And of course, the City of Yonkers, under the leadership of Mayor Spano, for their support and financial support for this project. It's important also for us to thank our partners at the state, NYSERDA, ESD, and DEC. Projects like these benefit from the support of many state agencies. This is a team effort. And of course, I want to thank the community builders for all their work on this project over many, many years. It takes a village to complete projects like this. Under Governor Hochul's leadership, HCR has invested over $745 million to create and preserve over 3,000 affordable apartments just here in Westchester. In addition to working with our local partners to help develop the previous 5 phases here at the Ridgeway, our work has had an extensive footprint around the whole county. Just since the beginning of 2025, we celebrated the completion of Dromore Road Apartments, which brought 45 affordable and all-electric apartments to Scarsdale, and Maple Commons, which was 33 affordable apartments in Croton-on-Hudson. And here at the Willow at the Ridgeway, we are demonstrating how new development can breathe life into a community and increase affordability for all of its residents. These 92 units are going to be affordable. This is an all-electric development, which really speaks to our commitment to sustainability. And of course, it addresses historic housing inequities, which is really important to us, and it's work that we're going to continue to do in the rest of the projects that we do here and around the state. This is a holistic approach that's integral to Governor Hochul's 5-year, $25 billion housing plan, which is on its way to building or preserving 100,000 units statewide. We actually just crossed over our halfway mark at 60,000 units, so we're right on target. And we're certainly not going to slow down now. In the last year, the governor struck the most extensive housing deal with the state legislature in half a century, which we are super excited about. Yeah, that's right. And one of the most important components of this deal was making sure that we are engaging local communities to make sure we can address their specific housing needs and incentivize their cooperation in getting to the number of units that we need to build under this housing plan. So that's where the pro-housing communities comes from. And I'm happy to say Yonkers, under the leadership of Mayor Spano, was one of the earliest participants in this program. Yonkers and more than 300 other certified municipalities have joined this fight for more affordable housing around the state. They are taking steps, they're being leaders in building housing and supporting developments like this here. And as a result, they now have access to over $750 million in discretionary funding, so there's a pretty big benefit to being a part of this community. And of course, we're building on this momentum this year. The enacted state budget provides more than $1.5 billion in new state capital funding for a broad array of housing, including new construction and preservation. these kinds of initiatives are going to ensure that more people have safety and dignity of a place to call home, and will reduce housing costs by taking on head-on what most New Yorkers find is their largest household expense. So with that, we look forward to continuing to put these resources to work here in Yonkers and throughout the state. Thank you again to all of our partners. This is an incredible milestone, and I'm excited to come back for the ribbon cutting in 2026. Thanks.
Thank you, Ross. Our county executive's running late because he's super busy, but I just want to say we'll hold a place for him at the end. When I had my disaster at Palisade Tower, I called him. He was out of the country with his family, and he took the call. And he's like, "What can I do for you? I'm in X country." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'll call you when you get back, but all bad things are about to happen." And he was like, "I'll call you as soon as I land." So we really appreciate him. So we're going to skip down to my friend, my colleague, our now and future City Council President, Lakeisha Collins-Bellamy.
Good morning, everyone. I never know what hat I'm wearing when I stand up here with MHACY, because as many of you know, I'm an attorney with the Housing Authority. I grew up right here in Cottage Place Gardens, so we have myself, Simra, and my staff person who actually lived in the building that was just taken down. So Cottage, absolutely well represented. And many of you know my history with the Housing Authority, but I'm also the City Council President. But what some of you may not know, while living in Cottage, I made many lifelong friends. One of them being Miss Samantha Whitney, who was a resident of Cottage Place Gardens. Her brother was one of my best friends, Jeffrey Whitney, who became my hairdresser. And while going to his shop, I met a young man who was much younger than me and said, "When I grow up, I'm gonna marry you." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." Years later, he's my husband. And Samantha Whitney is his aunt. So Cottage has brought me many things, including a marriage. But Miss Samantha Whitney was a resident of Yonkers in Cottage Place Gardens, and unfortunately lost her battle with cancer at the age of 10. And because she was so beloved in our community, there was a plaque placed on the building where she once lived. And that plaque was affixed on the building permanently. And Miss May, my grandmother by marriage, said, "When that building comes down, I want that plaque." And I said, "We'll see what we can do." So the building was coming down. Callahan, thank you for everything. They tried so hard to get this plaque off the building, but whoever put it on there did a great job. So they, in fact, replicated this plaque for Samantha, and I am here today to give that plaque back to Miss Laura May Whitney, the mother of Samantha Whitney. And so if you would come forward, we want to honor her and continue the legacy of our fellow Cottage Place Gardens resident, Samantha Whitney.
I appreciate this so much. It means a lot. And a lot of my family member has passed away waiting for this plaque. When are you going to get it? It means so much. You have to get it. And then when I told Lakeisha, I said, I have to have it. I have to. And she did it. And I thank all of you. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Miss Whitney owns the day in that fabulous color. She's amazing, so we're so grateful. And like clockwork, our county executive appeared just at the right moment, as he often does when we call him at MHACY.
So first, good morning, everyone. And I know that we usually try to do extra things with good morning, but it is hot out here, so I appreciate all of you just hanging through all of this particular time. It's always an honor to be here at home with all of you to celebrate this incredible, incredible milestone. The Willow at Ridgeway is a part of a long-term vision that has been years in the making. This project is about creating real opportunity, providing affordable housing, and helping our seniors age in place with dignity. Westchester County is proud to stand alongside the City of Yonkers, New York State, the community builders, and the Yonkers Municipal Housing Authority to bring this project to life. This project reflects what we can do when we work together, when community leaders, government, and housing advocates work together. I want to thank all of our partners at the County Planning Department, and certainly every partner that's here. I'm trying not to sweat away. And I know everyone needs and deserves affordable, sustainable housing, and that's one of our residents' most critical needs. In Westchester, we're committed to continuing to invest in the partnerships and projects that meet and strengthen our communities, and now and in the long run. The final phase of Ridgeway is a shining example of how public housing can be reimagined, modernized in a thoughtful, sustainable, and responsive way to the people who live here. As we all know, our senior population is growing, and projects like this ensure our seniors can stay connected to their communities, access transit and services, live in safe, comfortable homes, and all the kind of things that we continue to do here together. This project presents a commitment to sustainability, energy efficient, and the all-electric design is good for residents, the environment, and I know it's a priority for everyone from the state level, Governor Kathy Hochul, Ruth Ann Visnakis, Mayor Mike Spano, State Senator, and our Majority Leader Andre Stewart-Cousins, James Gary Pretlow, and everyone else involved, the City Council, everyone working together, making a difference. I want to express sincere gratitude for everyone involved in this project. I look forward to returning to celebrate when we're going to be inside to be here and welcome our seniors. Thank you all so much. Thanks for the opportunity to say hi.
He kept it short and sweet, but never when it comes to his funding, so we appreciate you, Ken. All right, so without further ado, let's go shovel some dirt and get this party started.